her Twilight Zone.
Right.
You're taking the topic seriously. People are going to listen. All right? People are going to say, there is something that we should attach ourselves to, okay, because the proof is in the pudding. Whether it's the $22 million, whether it's the fact that the government is finally admitting this, there is a lot of proof going on there that this phenomenon is existing and that the United States government is taking it very, very seriously. All right? But you got to realize it all comes down to the agenda too, my friend, because let's face it, if the real truth came out about some of these rumors that we think of, okay, that aliens were found alive at Roswell and San Augustine, that there was some sort of craft found at Kecksburg, that Shag Harbor incident in Nova Scotia that involved both the Canadian and United States Navy happened, and there was a craft underwater, okay? The fact that Travis Walton is real, people want to hear it. People want to know, and they are taking it seriously. Because of that New York Times article, it's probably one of the most important articles that has happened in a long time. And that's why we're all of a sudden seeing this. And that's why, if you look at it, there is a lot of people out there right now who are engaged in this phenomenon.
Yeah, but
it interests them. There's a reason why paranormal radio is at its highest peak of listenership at any time outside of Art Bell's Coast to Coast days.
Yeah, but
it's because the popularity of the subject.
But, have you noticed, Dave, I get a lot of people on when they talk about UFOs and aliens, the grays, again, I'm going to use the magic word, orbs and friendly and here to protect mankind. I really don't, I don't believe that because, again, I'm going back when I talked to Reagan, when he Star Wars, when he said it was to for out there, and then my mind kind of that's been sitting in my mind for many years. But then
rest assured, the off-orbiters are not here to protect mankind.
Oh yeah, no. And then you look at things like a couple years ago off the Nimitz, the UFO, the fighters. And then you have the Secretary of the Air Force who is graduating cadets, mentioning like our next war won't be a ground war, it'll be in space. And then about 2 months later, the president all of a sudden comes up and starts talking about, well, we need to create a space force, which is I already know is there, but and go on all about this stuff. I'm just wondering, are they trying to prepare us for something dark and gray? I don't know. But I don't think they're out here trying to protect mankind. I don't, like we eat everything. I say on my show all the time, we eat everything on this planet virtually, right? We eat bugs, we eat cows, we eat deer, we eat, whatever, right? How do we know that we're not any more than that burger?
I'm going to add a couple things here too, Gary. You say people are storming you recently in the last couple of weeks.
Oh yeah,
I'm going to tell you based on reports, UFO sightings are on the rise since the beginning of this year. I think that's one factor. Second factor, you've got a Harvard scientist that came out talking about Mauna Loa, a Harvard scientist coming out talking about possible alien and UFOs. So, you've got to throw in, the Blue Book TV series that's come out, for good measure. You've got a lot more eyes on UFOs for 2019.
Well, Peter Davenport has had more reports than ever. He's on our show every week for about a half an hour. But one thing I want to say is he's been getting reports, which he hasn't been getting before, of people claiming to see aliens walking. I had a couple months back, a police sergeant from Oregon's biggest city want to come on my show. In Tillamook, Oregon last year, him and his wife were out there camping near Tillamook, I should say. And he claimed he saw 2 aliens. And then, he motions to his wife. His wife turns around, sees him, and poof, they were gone. Then a week later, Peter Davenport gets reports of other people, another one in Oregon, matter of fact, about 100 miles away from there, where they saw aliens on the ground, and then across the country. So there's been a big sighting of creatures that we don't know what they are being reported. Now, is that people's imagination, or is it frenzy, or are we being visited and they're checking us out more?
Well, I mean, from a xeno-socioeconomic standpoint, this is an extremely exciting time, which is why there's an increase in the visitations. And the ramifications of mankind's perpetual bombardment of negativity into the neural net is having an impact on the planet that mankind is not equipped to deal with yet. And they haven't technologically advanced far enough to register it properly.
I agree with that 100%.
So where do you see?
A lot of it, mankind, especially some of the lead scientists and what have you, know of what's happening. They're just not doing anything with it.
Maybe they can't.
Well, in my opinion, in one case in particular, it's just blatant stupidity. Okay. Point in fact, and you can go and look this one up on the net. There's a neat little island in the Canaries by the name of Hierro that when it breaks, and I can't tell you when it'll break, but I can tell you that the scientists already know when it does, it's going to create a tsunami that runs approximately from the middle of the east coast of Argentina to the St. Lawrence Seaway. They know it's going to happen, and they're not doing a thing to break it up. But unless they split that island up deliberately, when it comes apart, you're looking at 3 tsunamis that are going to cause a death toll that mankind is not going to be equipped to handle. But the off-worlders touching down on Earth and being seen periodically, showing up. I mean, heck, back in 2014, I think it was. Yeah, 2014. At the Experiencer Speak conference, we actually had a couple literally materialize in the lobby and dematerialize on the way back out.
And that's happened. I think it might have been Dave that was talking about that too. At some of these UFO symposiums that got visited.
Yeah. And it is happening more and more frequently.
Of all the ones visiting us right now, which ones do we have to worry about the most?
Humans.
Well, I agree with that. But
sorry.
As far as the off-worlders,
if you don't pick a fight with them, none of them.
How about if our stupid country picks a fight?
One of them.
How about if we decide to shoot at them?
Well, don't shoot first and then say, "Are you friendly?" Because they're not at that point.
Yeah, but that's our human nature, isn't it? To shoot first, ask questions later.
This is what I keep telling people. That is not human nature.
Sure, military.
Human nature is to be socially acceptable, to be actually communicative with each other.
No, not military-wise.
Okay, that is human training.
Oh, that's fear of the unknown. That's fear of not wanting to accept the fact that there's other stuff out there. Again, the fear of the unknown, and in some cases, religious training.
And that being said, quite often. And that being said, you take the Suzosians, for instance, the 7.5 to 8.5 foot reptilian. You shoot one of them, the odds are with the guns that mankind has, all you're going to do is kill somebody else in the crowd because it'll bounce off their armor.
Right. All right. Moving along. Steve, what's your next question?
that was awesome, because I am actually, you guys understand, I'm the least knowledgeable when it comes to aliens and what's unknown out in the universe. So you guys have answered a lot of my questions that I even had, and I really appreciate that. And I think before I ask my last question, I think I would say that I think I would ask that, is the government only hiding because they know we have no chance? Do you think that that's the reason why they aren't giving us the information, why they aren't fully disclosing? And the few leaks that we do get, when they tie those leaks up, it's because they know that if the entire population found out that there was such a thing as aliens from another side of the galaxy coming here and visiting this planet, what would it do to the current population in the world? Yeah, the young people are going to probably be accepting, but anybody my age and over is probably going to be terrified and want to defend themselves, because, like you say, we are trained to defend ourselves. So how do we get past that as a society to realize, hey, these people, they might come here and they might offer us some knowledge that we are seeking?
Well, there's two factors to that. One, the way to counteract that problem is, quite frankly, get to know your neighbor. And I know that sounds really redundant, I said it already, but the primary reason the governments are not going to come right out and say, okay, yes, we've been hiding this for the last 50 years, or, in all fairness, 150 years, but if they were to come out and say it, number one, mankind, the government or the society will basically buckle, because what little faith that mankind has in the government will collapse overnight.
You're right. I just want to.
At the same time, you guys say.
I just want to interject one thing. Let's say a comet was coming, an asteroid was coming towards Earth, and the government knew about it for 3 weeks or 2 weeks, or depending on when they find it. They know it's going to take out 3/4 of the population of this planet, and then the other part is going to die off within a certain period of time. Do you think they're going to sit there and announce, oh, we're going to be hit and, kiss your ass goodbye? They're not going to say that, okay? The same way, if we all of a sudden, this is not even real. Let's say we were going to be invaded, for example, by aliens to take over this planet or whatever. You think they're going to tell you that? They're not going to say, hey, we've been fighting up in space already with aliens. We're losing the war. They're going to do, something's going to happen. They're not going to tell us anything. The same way, like I said, if an asteroid comes, they're not going to tell you till it hits.
And that's why I don't see them ever completely telling us the truth. And that's something we're all going to have to continue preaching, because, the only way we can get the word out there, and Eric is the one that changed my mind. Eric, and a few experiences throughout life that I tried to deny, that he made me see, changed my mind. So the only way I see it occurring where we get full disclosure is if we just get the word out and more people realize that we're telling the truth.
Now, hey, Eric, we need to take a break in 2 minutes because I really got to go pee. So can we set up our break here?
I believe that falls under the TMI thingy.
Oh, maybe.
It does. And I just lost my train of thought. But I got to say real quick, too, Tripp is bringing up a good point. Asteroids are way different than aliens. After time, we'll just consider them as immigrants, and they'll be doing farm work for us. But, yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and take a break. And, folks, when we come back, we will continue in our last hour, and I think we'll keep on going with aliens.
Okay, about a 2-minute break?
A 2-minute break.
Okay.
Okie doke.
Get your coffee.